Bagaimana mau bagikan ini gitu linknya? Lele, mas mau nanti di sini di belakang.
Badi aku situ. Badi aku di situ maksudmu? Anjir. Udah sesuai nama. Mau itu sih. Gua beli
with me. Do you know that? Si Bodo mangalala di Roman. Just kidding.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Yahoo! Welcome to the panel discussion held by Class B of the third semester of English Education Study Program, academic year 2022-2023. We are so honored of your coming in this precious morning, and all of us so grateful of God's blessing for this moment. The Honorable, the lecturer of public speaking, the panelists in this morning, the chairman of Class B and committee of panel discussion Class B, the courageous, eager, and intelligent audience. We are gathered here at this time to carry out a panel discussion as a concrete manifestation in the public speaking course. English is easy, easy as ABC. If you lost your sweetie, join us and be happy. In this event, we are going to participate in several orders of events, namely the first, praise from the Master of Ceremony, worship through sing and pray, remarks from the Chief of Committee, and the last is closing remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, now let's enter in the first part. Preface from the Master of Ceremony. Preface from the Master of Ceremony is in progress, and now we are entering the Waruhu. Alright everyone, before start our activities today, I would like to all to Jesus. All to Jesus I surrender. All Jesus I surrender. Humbly and gratefully I go. Lord, be gracious, all forsaken. Take me, Jesus, take me now. I surrender all. I surrender all to Thee, my blessed Savior. I surrender all. Let's pray together. Thanks God for your blessing for us. We can gather in this place with joy. We know it's not because of our strength, but only your compassion for all of us. God, here we are. At the moment
we will start our activities in this place. We hope you bless and guide us from we start our activities until we end from the ladder. Thanks God. Only in your name we pray. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to bring us into the third part. Opening remarks from the Chief of Committee presented by Robi Motani Daiki.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. The Honorable Lecturer of Public Speaking, the panelists in this morning, the Chairman of Class B, the courageous, eager, and intelligent audience. First of all, we would like to thank the President God Almighty for His blessing and mercy, so that on this occasion we can gather together in this place. I'm very happy this morning because we were able to carry out our panel discussion event with full of obstacles and hard work, because this is the first time we have an event like this. I saw the faces of my friend behind them between nervous and glad. Maybe because they were also happy. Give applause for us. Thank you to the ladies and gentlemen who have been present at this time, at this place, and this is the appreciation for us here, for us in carrying out this activity. The reason I'm standing in front of you today is to tell us why we have gathering in this place. Now, in connection with our project assignment from the public speaking course lecture, namely holding seminars and panel discussion within 4 meetings. The implementation of this activity is carried out alternately between seminar and panel discussion. On this day, we carry out a panel discussion activity with the DEM, economic dilemma, and education system. The implementation of this activity is to carry out the task given by lecture in public speaking course, so as to train students to be able to speak English in public speaking and be able to give their argument well in English and also improve English masterfully until it's finished and with this discussion event. We students majoring in English can gain knowledge from the speaker way of speaking lecture in front of us, so that we can master the technique of speaking in public speaking properly and correctly. We are sure that these great souls will be able to share their knowledge with us. Give applause for them. That's what I can say about this very beautiful and limited edition event, and also the inaugural event from the discussion panel team. If there is a word error in the delivery, I apologize. Hopefully with this activity, we will get something that can add to our knowledge and insight more broadly. Finally, I say thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. That was a wonderful remark. So, ladies and gentlemen, now we are entering to the panel discussion. Please welcome our moderator, Riata Yantilase, and Ribato Putra Elvin Zedwan.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for the opportunity that given to us. Before we start our discussion today, let us introduce ourselves. My name is Tibato Putra Elvin Zebua, and here is my partner. We will guide us into the panel discussion today.
Well, everyone, today we have presented two panelists who will discuss our topic today. The first panelist is from Economic Study Program. Second panelist is from English Education Study Program.
Our speakers have a great depth of experiences in field because they have been teaching English students from middle until higher level of education for many years. Let us introduce the background of the panelists today. The first is Mr. Asali Lase, S.A. Born in Nias on June 20, 1965. Has been married and have a son. Lives in Perumahan Puncak Asri Residence, Desa Hilihau, Kota Gunung Sitoli. The educational details: elementary school, SD Katolik Sibolga 1980, junior high school, SMP Katolik Fatima Sibolga 1983, senior high school, SMA Katolik Seminari Pematang Siantar 1987, degree 3 English in IKIP Gunung Sitoli 1991, bachelor degree majoring English in Sekolah Tinggi Ilmu Kependidikan Medan 1997. And he takes the master degree in 2003, majoring human resource, Universitas Kusuma Negara Jakarta. And now he works as a lecturer in Universitas Nias. Thank you for joining with us, sir.
Alright, the second panelist is Miss Yasmina Amerita Telengganoa, SPD MPD. Give applause. Thank you for joining with us, Miss. Education of second panelist is Master of Education graduate, file of activity right now, lecture in English study program at the Faculty of Teaching and Education at the Universitas Nias. Achievement: first, in 2012, student graduation presentation were above 90% on time. Second, in 2017, it succeeded in increasing the coordination of English study programs from C to B with the high score of all study programs. The third, the head of the first study program who succeeded in initiating and completing 3.5 years of graduating students since 2018 from year to year with increasing percentage of graduates. And the last, in 2022, it succeeded in maintaining the extension of the accreditation rating with the total score still the same.
Now, I will introduce the job experiences in the first panelist as the guy in PT Gowe Trekking Gunung Sitoli 1990 until 1992. And the second, as the manager in French company, PT Maisindo Garment Jakarta 2001 and 2004. And the third, as the manager in American company, PT Hayuri Coffee Product Jakarta 2005 and 2008. And the last, the lecturer in Economy FK Universitas Nias since 2014 until now. Alright, today we are entering the discussion session.
Ladies and gentlemen, panelists, are you ready? Audience, are you ready? Yes! Alright, our discussion topic is talking about economic dilemma versus educational system.
We choose this topic because, as you know, information from the social media and television The government was conveyed in 2023, we will face the economic crisis in the whole world, which was affirmed by our President Joko Widodo. Then the global economic recession is expected to start in the first early in 2023. He said that we cannot do normal jobs under normal circumstances. Next year, 2023, will be much more difficult for us, for all countries. Global recession is expected at the beginning of the next year. So this is going to be a dilemma for Indonesia. And now we would like to hear some thoughts and opinions from our panelists. So there is a question here. I would like to ask to the first panelist, Mr. Lasse. What are the causes of the economic dilemma in Indonesia nowadays, sir? Time is yours.
Right. Good morning, everybody. How are you this morning? Okay, thank you very much. I would like to thank you, Mrs. and all the students, the first semester this morning. I feel happy that last week you invited me here how to present as the panelist of economic dilemma. So, but I am fully sorry that I have done mistakes when I speak with you. So, but as far as you know, that economic dilemma, at the first time happening in 2019, the COVID happens in the world. So the people always very, what can I say, terrified life to find them. So especially for the Indonesian people, feel that. So that we are very proud for disease COVID-19 because our government always pay attention for this case that sickness we can find everywhere. As you see, the experience, and the old people always go to the hospital. How to test the blood, then breath, and all the body, who the people feel sickness. So a dilemma happening for sickness, make the economy goes down. We have the debt of Indonesia, foreign loans, more than $5 trillion of rupees we found it. But we know that all us here feel get purified life. But I can say that at the first when the World Bank announced outbreak of Indonesia status to a country with level of bills middle income, we loss of money, how to build up our body, surrounding of the people of Indonesia, and make dilemma in education, because we can say that everywhere pay attention. We cannot go everywhere. We keep ourselves in the house. government say that you cannot go everywhere when the COVID-19 happened in Indonesia. But in this case, we would like to remember what happened in my life. But how the economic dilemma down. So, but this is at first my response, how to make dilemma. And then we can solve the problem later on. Yeah, thank you very much.
Alright, now I would like to ask the second panelist. We know that our partners say before, our topic today, economic dilemma Indonesia. And we know the impact of the economy is not only in our government. So now, our question is, what are the impact of the economic dilemma in education? Miss, time is yours.
Good morning, Sir Asali. Good morning, all. Good morning. Okay, this is not a question from me, but for Asali, I'm going to have a presentation later, but because the question, I don't know whether it must be answered this. Should be answered now, or later on if I am having a time to have a presentation. Huh? A presentation. So what do you ask me now?
Because this our question also is the topic today.
Okay, so later on exactly I'm going to have a presentation, but because that the master of ceremony already asked me, so first I would like to say that what is the economic dilemma here. So the first that Indonesia doesn't have good quality human resources. Human resources. Even though Indonesia is a country with the high population in the world. So just try to imagine when Indonesia doesn't have good quality in human resources. Now, just try also to ask yourself, have you been better after you have been already in University of NIAS? Which one is better? When you were still in senior high school or professional high school, or right now when you have been university students? So this is talking about human resources. In Bahasa Indonesia is sumber daya. And the second one is the needs and wants of people are endless, but the resources available to satisfy theirs are limited. So what is meant by this? This is related that the people always become as a consumer. Today you eat much food, tomorrow also you will eat, in another also you will eat until the end of your life. So this is tell about the others. That's all.
All of us know that discussion. Okay, I want this morning. Indonesia dilemma arose two big different things happening. Namely, first, when the World Bank announced the upgrade of Indonesian status to country with level appears middle income. And the second one, a pattern of Indonesia's performance during the COVID-19 pandemic increased especially when the Red Bull cluster emerged in community. The COVID-19 pandemic has changed many aspects of life, starting from the way of the life and how to maintain the economy. Moreover, cause of this case also affect the system which is rapidly changing drastically. I want to say that there are three potential prolonged negative social effects that treating students in the world of education due to the economic dilemma, COVID-19. And the second one, student dropout. And the second one, learning achievement education. And the three, violence against children and external risk. Okay, we can solve all the student dropout. As explained earlier, the pandemic has had an impact on various sectors in the country. The economic sector is one of the sectors that experienced a significant impact. As a result, many people lost their job and income. They do not do anything. How to get much money for life? Not infrequently, parents who prefer their children to stop going to school and choose to employ children at the family's economy due to the economic crisis that occurred. In addition, many parents cannot see the role of the school in the learning process if the learning process is not carried out face to face. So the students study daring and luring. So they cannot go to school because the freedom of parents hide my son or daughter don't go anywhere. We still stay in the home. Not infrequently, parents who prefer their children to stop going to school. Okay? And the second one, learning achievement education. It cannot be denied. The socio-economic condition of each family are different. Differences in the access and quality during distance learning. But they always take Zoom. Yeah, we have done Zoom. Maybe at the first semester, you always do that. Only can say PGG can result in disparities in learning outcomes, especially for the children from the different socio-economic backgrounds. Yeah, the student cannot study face to face, but only speaking by Zoom. Another thing of concern is the risk of learning loss occurring. Study find that face-to-face learning. The child experience academic achievement when compared to PGD. So what the result of student? It is not good when the COVID-19 happened in the world. And the three violence against children and external risk. During the implementation of this distance learning system or PGD, students spend more time at home. This of course increases the risk of violence going undetected. Without school, many children are raped and domestic violence without the teachers knowing about it. So we can find the resentment And the students do not go to school. Many happening in the morning of out of the school, out of house. So the students only play, don't study because COVID is waiting us. The student just doing homework once or twice in a week go to school, but always the responsibility is to pay, as you say, the university, the students, special teachers college, yeah, to go in a school in good story. So they keep the situation, they always contact the parents, students. But sometimes they're powerful how to keep their health for this case. And the next control violence at home, accelerates also become a ghost for students. When children no longer attend school, there is an increased risk for early marriage, exploitation of children, especially girls, and pregnancy among adolescents.
Well, good morning. Well, in relation to your invitation, so today we are going to discuss about the economic dilemma in Indonesia and its impact on education. So, of your background, I see economic dilemma versus education system. So, first, let us know about what is economic, because exactly that this is not our main major talking about economic. So if Sir Asali is already know and master about that one. But for us, it is a new thing for us because this is not always discussed in our daily meeting in the teaching learning process. So the first, we need to understand first about what is economic. So what is economic here? It is about the study of scarcity and its implication for the use of resources, production of goods and services, growth of production and welfare over time, and a great variety of other complex issues of vital concern to society. So what does it mean about this one? This is the kind of study, one of the kinds of studies. There are so many aspects of life like education, like economic, like medical, like nursing, like banking, and some others. So economic, that is a part of the study. But here we have to underline that is about scarcity. Why? Because as I told you just now, when the matter already asked, so what is the dilemma of economic? So it is about related to the human resources, the lack or deficiency of human resources. And the second one, that is about the study of how people allocate scarce resources for production, distribution, and consumption, both individually and collectively. So I do not know exactly whether you try to pay attention when, have you ever, were you born in 2005? 2005? Were you born? No. No. Oh, yeah, I see. Okay. But at the time that it has been already here, natural disaster. Now, it is about the earthquake. So at the time, the economic in our island didn't run well. So what's happening at the time? Our government tries to help our people here, society, by doing some distribution to distribute a lot of production about goods, about services. But what was the reality at the time? So many populations, they just try to reach by themselves, and sometimes the distribution was not met, was not arriving at a certain place or to the particular consumers. So this is about the second one. And the third one, that is about the study of mankind in the ordinary business of life. So if you try to find about some businessmen, so they also related to the economic aspect. Why? Because they just try to find, to sell something, to produce something, and also you find some factories. So then also it is produced about the things that they can result something benefits or advantages. And the second, that is about what is economic dilemma. So I told you just now at the beginning of this panel discussion. So the first, that is about exactly in our country doesn't have good quality human resources. Although, for example, if we try to compare with the other countries in the world, so we ourselves also involved as the population, so many population, but population with the number of the population doesn't guarantee they are better than other countries. And the second one, I told just now that the needs and wants of people are endless, tidak pernah berakhir. Every day you need that one. The same like you are students. Every day you need to learn. Every day that you need to have breakfast, dinner, and also lunch, and some others. Sometimes you buy your snack when you are getting hungry, so you just try to find it. Now, so this is about the needs of wants. So it becomes also as a dilemma for economic aspect. And in the times here that I told you that about low economic growth. Now, low economic growth. Now, so why? Because that just now I told you that Indonesia exactly doesn't have about quality human resources. So we are not really qualified. Although, for example, sometimes, oh, I'm better here, or I'm best here. No, it doesn't guarantee, because this is the result. And the second one, external debt or foreign debt. So Indonesia also has a lot of debt in the other countries. Why? Because we just try to borrow, we just try to ask help in order that we can survive, to continue our life in this country. And the third point, that is about inflation. So what is meant about inflation here? I do not know exactly whether you try to notice on television, sometimes if it is compared between dollars and also rupiahs, sometimes rupiahs is lower than dollars. So it can also affect our all aspect of life, include about education. And what are the examples of economic growth challenges here? So I would like to mention or to explain two of them here. There are so many here already listed, but one I would like to say that is about high rates of unemployment or under unemployment. So many scholars like you, someday you will graduate from this university, but is there any guarantee for you to get a good job? No. It depends on the life you are facing next. And the second, lack of quality jobs, high levels of unemployment in the economy. Why? Because sometimes also companies really need the high quality for the candidates who are looking for a job. So if you are, for example, not capable, so exactly the company will not need you to be a worker for the company. Now, so this is about some dilemma. And also, let's see about the existences of Indonesia's economy. So this is exactly reported by Statistics Indonesia. So exactly in the first quarter of 2022, exactly our Indonesia economy is growing. So how it is said, this is 5.0% year on year. And the second quarter also, that is about higher, 5.44%. And the last quarter, that is about 5.1%. But this is cumulative. Why? I would like to give you one example. Every month, for example, that your parents just get salary, for example, 2 million. And then the others, Mr. A, for example, got 5 million. The others, for example, like Sambro, perhaps that more than trillion every month. So, if it is, for example, Statistics Indonesia just try to accumulate or just try to sum up all the total of the income of the people in Indonesia, it is growing up. But it is not balanced for each family. So, this is happening nowadays in our country. And what are its impacts on education? Because this is about your theme about economic dilemma can impact about education system. So the first, orang tua dalam suatu keluarga berkewajiban untuk membiayai seluruh keperluan pendidikan anaknya. Dalam hal ini, kondisi ekonomi orang tua menjadi salah satu faktor yang mempengaruhi tingkat pendidikan anak. Kondisi ekonomi suatu keluarga sangat berpengaruh terhadap tinggi rendahnya tingkat pendidikan di Indonesia. When parents, for example, get low income, so possible that he will not ask you to continue your study. It will make your education low. And the second, low economic growth will influence students in order to continue study at university. This is the second. Yeah, you don't have any chance to continue your study. And the next is external debt. And this is also can cause about inflation. The more, for example, we have a lot of debt out of our whole country, the more also inflation takes place. And the last is particularly for English education study, because you are asking about the issue, all the problems can influence the activities will be done. Why? Because exactly in Jokowi's English and in Jokowi's education system, we focus on research and technology development. So when you are doing research, when you are doing, for example, about technology, so you need much money. So what are education system in Indonesia? We need to know about this one. The first is colonialism era. So what's happening at the time? So you just try to recall your memory when Dutchmen and also Japanese, they just try to colonize us. So just try to see whether all people, male and female, could continue study at the time. I don't think so. But who would like to struggle at the time? Female finally going to school, it is because of Raden Ajeng Kartini. But in the previous time, you were not allowed to continue your study. And the same also pre-independence era, new order era, and pre-reformation era, and also nowadays. So nowadays, as our President Joko Widodo and also in cooperation with Minister of Education, so we focus on research. We focus on technology development. So this is about pure science development. So why does economic development influence education system in Indonesia? This is the question. It can create biggest problem in education system such as infrastructure and second opportunity and also economics and also socio-economic status. So I give you one example talking about job opportunity. If you have already graduated from this institute or university, of course you will come back to your village. When you come to your village, is there are there many schools there will accept you? Possible? No. Why? Because a lot of seats are already placed by our government. So this is the problem. This is the dilemma. Can also influence about education system. And number 8, because I already divide this one in some subtopics. How does education influence economic growth in Indonesia? So the first that is about human resources. The second about investment. And apabila seseorang yang tingkat pendidikannya lebih tinggi dan lamanya dalam menempuh pendidikan akan memiliki pekerjaan dan upah yang lebih baik dibandingkan dengan pendidikannya yang lebih rendah. The higher education you have, the better income also you will get. It represents the expenditure of the population, pengeluaran of the population. And the next is about the state gains, the national income rises, which in turn increases the amount of output and economic growth. With higher output levels of the vicious cycle of poverty can be broken and economic development can be improved. This is our expectation. If, for example, you yourself that you can survive and you can struggle, so the poverty also that can be broken out. Now, education makes also business more efficient. Why? Because the better education, so you think much, you think deep. Yeah, you think about it in depth, so you yourself that you can make some more efficient economic and some others. Some research is also already conducted about your topic today. So this is also education influence economic growth. So your title that is about economic dilemma influence education system. But the majority education exactly influence or give some impacts for economic growth. Now, so if you just try to search later on in Google or in some other journals, so you can find that exactly if you try to find which one is much, whether it is, for example, that economic influence education or education influence about economic. So many articles you will find that education will influence economic. So they themselves, Mahmuda in 2019, Sumiati, Salomo in Tabarat, and also Mosen, and some others you can find by your own self. And 9, what are other people saying about education and education system in Indonesia? So these are some people, I already exactly, there are so many people who already gave comments about education system in Indonesia, but here is, there are 3 persons. So even Gautama, so what is he talking about? The cost of education is soaring high and fast. So don't feel panic if someday, for example, they day by day, period by period, time by time, you will find that the high expenditure. Yeah, today, for example, your tuition, it is only 2 million, but 5 years to come, possible 5 million. This is about soaring high and fast. And the second, Ridwan Ibrahim, it was bad. The school building, the canteen, even the food and water that canteen provides, it's questionable. Why? Because exactly that, if you try to find a lot of institutions, so you can find some buildings there, for example, like about canteen, like about food, like water, and some others. So this is also said by them. And France, because Indonesia has an education system from kindergarten until university. That's right. Let's see about this. So, universities, that is our education system. And then, this is the last topic. What is the relation of education like that? Your education is a bridge for growing economy. Your education becomes as a bridge for growing your economy. Education also is a human capital assessment. I told you just now, the better education or the higher education you have, the better economic also you will get, or the better income also you will get, which is expected to yield result that will translate to the improvement and growth of the economic of a nation. And economic development and education are related by the manner in which education leads to the ability of individuals to create opportunities for economic development. So also the same relationship, the first point and the second point. And next is, pendidikan merupakan suatu indikator yang bisa mempengaruhi adanya pertumbuhan ekonomi yang bisa meningkatkan pendapatan di dalam masyarakat, sehingga pendidikan dapat mendorong pertumbuhan ekonomi. Begitupun sebaliknya, pertumbuhan ekonomi dapat memperlancar pendidikan dalam suatu daerah maupun pedesaan. So they themselves are interrelated to each other. Theoretically, there is a two-way relation between human development and economic performance. The strength between this relationship depends on other social and economic variables. So what do you need? Because every aspect of life, it has different variables. Education development gives many impacts towards economic growth, and economic also gives impact to education, but not as many as its impacts in education to economic. I told you just now, if you try to search in the articles that is about the research or the research result, so many people would like to search about education impacts about economic, although exactly that economic also can influence about education system. Economic and education are interrelated to each other. So that's all. Thank you for getting attention.
Was the cause and the effect of the economic dilemma in Indonesia. So now we will hear the questions from the audience who want to give questions related to our topic. Please raise your hands and don't forget to mention your name. Time is yours. Right.
My name is. I have question for your explanation by Mr. Lasse. This is about COVID-19. It's the effect economic dilemma. I mean here, it is all in COVID-19 that caused the economic downturn in Indonesia.
Alright, the question from the audience is talking about is the COVID-19 is really the causes of economic dilemma in Indonesia? Time is yours.
No, I think only.
Oh, only in
Effect to cause the dilemma of economic in Indonesia.
is that only because of COVID-19 the causes like the economic dilemma, or there are some factors? Time is yours.
I also much your answer may make happy. So, but as you see, as well as we know that the topic our subject is more engaged the conflict between economic and COVID-19. So, but as far as you know that COVID-19 may impact to economy in Indonesia. Why? Because the COVID-19 always earn much money, especially in the family. As Ms. Delamoda said that always connect with economic and educational. If we have no economy, of course we can go to school. Our parents, our parents in the village, look very poor. So, but if economic lockdown, of course we cannot do anything. Land of Indonesia, our President Joko Widodo pay attention for this economy. When the COVID-19 has happening in Indonesia, he prepared a lot of money, how to help the society of Indonesia, how to break down or break up the economy, how to make happy Indonesia society, how to make the big export. So if we make the big export, of course the economy it is good for our life. And then, as you know, we have foreign loans, 6 trillion, more than 6 trillion foreign loans. But with our economy turned down, we cannot take anything. But we can find the people are very poor. I know that a bunch of our university students get up the keep Korea. This is the special how to build up the economy of our province in the world. How to build our economic build up. Our government's Ministry of Education always give special keep Korea for the university students, especially teachers college, either in university student or the student at elementary school, senior high school, and junior high school. And now this is the problem. Dilemma economic for Indonesia very, very down. We get that. We cannot step up of our economy. Why? Because our governments always thinking about how to make the society Indonesia society to be happy. So, but at first, this is maybe for the last episode meeting, we can find to solve the economy. Just at the first time, I want to teach about the COVID-19, how to build up our economy. Without economy, without much money, of course we can do everything. We cannot go to school. We cannot buy everything. 9 steps our need in our family, rice, and everything we have done. But economy always we think. If loud economy, of course happening the crisis, yeah, economic crisis, hard crisis, of course, because without money we have done something we want to do. But especially for the third semester here, we find out how to overcome this economy. Especially the discussion this morning, we can solve each other how to build up the economy. How about to make economy the best economy, especially for the Nias Island. 5, our governments. One report always thinking about the economy for Nias Island. And the first one, they want two plants about the party for races, and then we plant vegetables. And the second and the third, the fishermen always looking the fish in the sea, and they have got of money they need it for their family. But in the last of my response, we work up. We don't think what we can do, what we can do, we work up. Yeah, especially for the girls, yeah, it's better you practice in salon, yeah. And then what can I say that menjahit, yeah, not only study in the campus, yeah, go back from the campus, yeah, you menjahit, you make some cakes, yeah, and you work hard. So, but how to build our economy? This is the task of our government. No me, no miss, dalam benua, no you, but your task is study hard. Yeah, every time you need study hard in the house, in the campus, because if you study hard, of course, you will get the best economy. Sometimes we find out the university student here, after go home, go to course, so but they do not do everything, just watching FB, react, and so on. You have no decide job, how to make the economy, how to sell everything. Maybe a lot of us here selling about online goods. How much? This is the little profit. But in economy, students, I often done how to make sunlight and how to sell it for the society. And then all of you experience my opinion that all of you, the English students, you will be as the teacher. Yeah, maybe the third semester you can teach. Yeah, in elementary school, junior high school, and senior high school. You will get of money. Time is money. My mind that economic breakout, this is the task of our government. You have to study hard. According to my experience, when I was teacher school here, English is the best. We can go everywhere. We can get much of money. We can go around of Indonesia. It's so different about the project economic class, make economic themselves. But English, we speak is money. You know that? We speak it's money because the Nias people sometimes do not understand, do not learn about the English. I go everywhere because based on English, yeah, I around to I went to Europe 1 year there, just speaking English. So I support you not on structure, reading comprehension, listening, and everything. you have learned in university, yes. But economy improve yourself if you do something. This knowledge, yes. We don't know how to overcome to make high economy here because we don't have province. If we have one province in Yas Island, of course, all the visitors around this world wants to import their fund in Yas. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I'm sorry because this is my mind, according to my mind, but especially to make the COVID-19. Okay, thank you.
Alright, thank you, sir, for the answer of the question. Now, how about the questionnaire? Is it clear for you? Alright, thank you. Alright, do you have any question? Do you have any question? Alright.
Okay, this is the question from Siana. About what our education system in Indonesia already produce the human resources as well. That's all.
Excuse me, miss, because we need to consider our time is limited, so you can answer the question efficiently and shortly.
Okay, this is a very good question for me. Very good question. The question from the questioner just now that whether the education system already fulfill about the lack of human resources. Because I told you just now that one of the dilemma of economy, it is about the deficiency of human resources. So, just now also I already told you about some eras, how our government about running about education system, beginning from colonialism era and until nowadays. Nowadays, that is already governed by our President Joko Widodo under the Minister of Education, Karim Mangadi. The education system, it is on research. On research. So research is about things, scientific works. So everything, it must be based on the data. For everything, it must be based on actual data. So don't talk something without proof. Don't talk something without evidence. Now, so the question, is it fulfilled or not? I would like to say, if you are doing your research scientific, hopefully that a lot of problems can be solved in all aspects of life in education. But if suppose, for example, you are doing the research, but it is full of plagiarism, the same like when your lecturer asks you to do your assignments. Is it, for example, your work, your best result, or it is taken from the other sources that have been already done by the others? So if you do, for example, a tricky, it is not real. So depend on us. Our government has a rule. Our government has a system. And system has been built. The problem is, how about the people inside? Our president already built very good system. The question, how about the people? How about the members? Because this country, it is same like organization. Organization is led by one leader. The leader must be humility, not to be arrogant leader. But suppose, for example, the leader is a humble person. But is there any guarantee for all the members, the secretary, the members, the coordinator of aspects of life? Are they also humble? Are they also honest? Are they also working in scientific field or not? That is still questionable. So just like we ask ourselves whether we already do like the expectation of our government, the expectation of our president, the expectation of our Minister of Education, the expectation of our rector in this university, the expectation of our motto, the center of excellence. Have we done? Have we done? Let's try to answer that. So to answer the real answer, we have to do research. If I suppose that I would like to do this one, I would like to do the research, and I'm going to distribute some tools or instruments to you, and you answer honestly. But sometimes, I give you one example. When Prodi or study program send you about questionnaire, just write honestly. How about the lecturer, for example? You need to evaluate your lecturer. For example, how about this lecturer? Full of qualification? Sometimes you are down to yourself. You do not want to answer, but you just write empat. You do not want to put the score 1. You do not want to put the score 2. Why? Because you are afraid. Suppose for example, the study program class will ask me later, why do you give 2? Why do you give 3? Why not 4? So this is the sign of disqualified. So this is the answer on your questions. Yeah, exactly. The planning is very good. But how to run, it depends on the members who are in this organization, in this country, in the scope. There is the answer about this one. I think that's all. Thank you.
Well, I thank you for the answer.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss. That we are very happy that how to overcome this problem about the human resource. As we see in these university students, that our platform always pay attention for the human resource to lecturer. So include Miss how to make them to transfer SPR. Yes, Miss. Okay, how to get. This is the important how to prepare the human resource for education in UNIAS. I am wondering. 20 persons from Universitas, 10 persons from Unimed dan UAS. Thank you very much. That this is the human resource of educational excellence in universities of NIAS. FA, I don't know, that 10%. 8 persons there, they are continuing SP. I myself, oh my God. Yes, I have tried. 2015, I'm going to continue myself as a human resource in Universitas Negeri Jakarta. But the 13 years did not pay me. I'm sorry, I'm very sad today. So, Miss, all of you, I owe you very much to continue for the S3. English, not economy. Yeah. So, but I should know that this is the human resource for. Yeah. But always our governments always choose the best. Yeah, the civil servants. Yeah, the best of the right man and the right place. This is the human resource of government, especially for university years, especially majoring of English, yeah, lecturer of English, majoring of economy, probably, yeah, I am here. So, but the second one, how how to manage, how to arrange the human resource to the best, especially for university years. But the young generation, all of you, to replace our job of person who is teaching in front of you.
Alright, thank you for the answer and addition of our panelists. And now I've got the questionnaire, it is playing for you. Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is basically give us the new learning regarding to our topic for today. We understand we still have a lot of questions, but we need to consider our time is limited. I hope we can discuss how to explore and to open a new perspective. If you have any question about this topic, we will conduct in second event 2 weeks later.
So that's all for today. Once again, we say thank you very much to the panelists who are sharing the knowledge and the opinions about our topic today, economic dilemma and the impact in educational system. So again, if you have any mistakes and weaknesses while writing this panel discussion, we apologize. So to close this session, we have a little read for us. Today is Wednesday.
Our discussion was ends.
That's all for it. See you, my friends. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Once more, give applause for us. Tika, our topic today is very interesting. Yes, that is true. It turns out that economic problems are very influential in our lives. Therefore, let's look together at the conclusion held by Linda Mariani Buller.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you for the opportunity given to me. Alright, let me reach the conclusion for our topic today about the economic dilemma in Indonesia and its impacts on education. So, based on the explanation from first and second panelists, the causes of economic dilemma include low economic growth, external debt or foreign debt, inflation, and also COVID-19 pandemic. And these causes can give rise to and influence to students' dropout, learning achievement reduction, and violence against children in external risks. The link between economic development and education lies in the fact that education is a facilitator for economic development. Education is a human capital investment which is expected to yield results that will translate to the improvement and growth of the economy of nation. That's all conclusion for our topic today. Thank you.
Alright everyone, before we end our event today, let's end with a prayer held by Jessica Telom Manuel.
The honorable panelists and all beloved friends, before we end our activities today, let's pray together. Thank you, Lord, for everything that you have given us in our lives. We come before you at this holiday. We want to thank you for you have taken us through the meeting and we have finished it. On that we discuss here today, give us wisdom and knowledge to be able to implement it right in every step so that we can accomplish all that we have planned. Thank you for giving us these chances to call upon you as we close this panel discussion. Thank you for your love and care. Thank you for your grace. We have seen your hand and may your name be glorified this day as you leave this meeting and go to our prayer place. We pray that you protect us from any harm and danger. Thank you, Lord. May you bring us together with cords of love that can never be broken. I know, Lord, that you have heard and answered our prayer. In Jesus' name we pray and believe. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's all our activity at the moment today. Thank you for your presence, friends. We are going to meet again in further meetings.
A monkey stealing apple tea. It presses a button to open the gateway.
I promise this is not a goodbye. I will see you again someday. Yahoo!
Ini mati kan ini mati kan.